We do not rest. We went from racing this hours ago and then moving on back to the 3-rotor. So we are going to Lime Rock. We're getting the truck ready right now. We drove 10 hours collectively to get here, and the moment we got here, unloaded, driver's meeting, right back into it. We're going over the car right now, real quick. Systems check, walk the paddock, see what everybody's up to, and then go get teched in. This is the first time I've seen Adam's 4-rotor in person, and I have to say, I think the building is solid. Like, it looks amazing. Just like us, they were trying tons of things, and they keep dialing it and making it better and better. There's something nice about being simple without a turbo in it. It's nice seeing other rotaries just popping up and people actually driving them. We didn't bring 2050. We brought 040, which is great, but not for this car. What perfect situation do we have here? This is my one true love. I don't know of any other oil. This is my baby.
It's a new bottle.
It is the new bottle. If they didn't have it here, we just go to Advanced, AutoZone, any of those types of places, and they carry VR1 on the shelf. We're gonna go ahead and use some of this, fill it up, and then probably fill this back with water. Valvoline's handing out these beautiful, amazing funnels. And I was like, we have one at the shop. I don't need, let everybody else have them. And here we ran into a problem. So I'm gonna see if I can make the perfect pour with the perfect oil.
That wasn't terrible. It wasn't your best one.
Yeah, it wasn't my best one. We are now going over to tech, which actually should be pretty good because we haven't changed anything since the last event. So they'll stare at it, but
just the ECU and.
Oh, that's true. That's true. When it comes to going to Grid Life events, I have to pack very, very light. I can't have all my salon, beautiful hair products. Thankfully, my Keeps do so many things for me all at once. While I'm working on preventing hair loss, I'm also using it as my styling gel. Aside from trying to look good sleeping in the bed of a truck, I want to focus on preventing male pattern related hair loss. 2 out of every 3 guys by the age of 35 experience that, and I was way ahead of the curve on that one in the worst way possible. Well, that's where I found Keeps. Long before I worked with them in this capacity, I'd reached out and wanted to learn more. And learn more I did. Going to their website, you find all the resources, facts, science, any sort of information that you can look on what you can do to properly prevent hair loss. With that, Keeps is offering a special offer to you if you go check out Keeps and learn more about preventing hair loss. That is keeps.com/RobDahm to learn more and get a special offer. keeps.com/RobDahm.
Did we just pass tech?
We passed tech with strong recommendations. Things that we need to do when we get back to the shop.
C-?
I like that he's real with me. Only person I'm gonna hurt is myself. Just passing is one thing, but like, there's things we have the roll cage for this thing sitting in the shop, waiting to go.
We are about to go live on the track for the first shakedown.
So much shit to do.
We literally just got teched and it's time to go.
Figuring it out.
Are you on fire?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just I just didn't want to like be dropping oil. Yeah, I'll take her back to the pit.
Overheated?
Something's leaking. There's fire. Smoke.
Old Rob is alive and kicking. I have not fully rewired this car because of all the other things we've been doing, and it's kicked my ass. I had a wire that when the guys were putting the bins back in shorted to the chassis, but only every so often, and it's not a power ground, it's not a power wire, it's the signal wire to tell it to do 0 to 100% fuel. The fuel lab system, if you mess with it too much, the controller freaks out, crashes, turns off the fuel system. I had that on the FC, and I diagnosed it. Sure enough, that wire is hidden underneath there. So while I came in for all the oil dumping on the ground, I stayed for the fuel pressure problems. 8 times during those 1.5 laps, it's painful because you're just leaning out the motor every time. And so my own wiring got me. Old Rob, scumbag new Rob.
Hey, but we went into this knowing it was a shakedown and we
this
found
is
problems.
Truly a shakedown. We have no times set, so I'm gonna keep going in slower and slower groups, which I'm okay with. I'm using time attack as a shakedown.
I'll go to sleep.
Don't put it to sleep. Wake it up. Make it angry. Pop it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. $500. It's not like a remark about the company, it's a remark of how expensive good wiring is. But I needed pins for the back of the computer. Now that we have those, I can get the fuel pulsing line running and have the computer control it, and you'll hear me, and then it won't short out.
Ready for round 2?
Yep, we missed our group, so we're going in with a slightly faster group. We will do our best. The Haltech makes it so much easier to control everything, so we should be in good shape with the fuel system finally.
First of all, 102.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. I was
Yeah.
behind people the whole time.
You weren't even pushing it, dude.
No, my 8 volts. My alternator's not working. It was resetting on the end of that lap.
Oh, no way.
Over and over. Yeah, the car's like, we're at 244 degrees temp. This is a perfect chance for our micro start to help keep the car on so we can purge the heat. It's solid. As much as I hate that
I think he's
cute little
Dominican.
Puerto Rican ass of Kevin's, god damn it, it's fine. I'm like in a more narrow, like the alternator's down. Well, he diagnosed it properly. I didn't. The alternator's fine. My solid state relay, that big blue thing that's like the master switch, I should have known better because the switch on the back of the car stopped working. All my good shit is good shit. It's that one solid state relay that is not allowing me to charge. This is a new personal record. I'm very, very pleased with this. 158 means 1.6 Gs.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I could feel the, oh God, what am I doing with my life? I could feel that 1.6 Gs. 1.4 is the most I've ever pulled before. There's more to go. This car is starting to feel that like neck level.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I could tell you weren't at your limit.
Yeah,
so
I wasn't at my limit, but I'm testing segments. Like, okay, now I'm getting comfortable with this segment. And then, especially when you have somebody in front of you, thanks to those guys for being there, because I would never have sent it that hard. Kev's gonna say some stupid shit about my good wiring. Show him my good wiring. Look at this.
Oh, no. Tell him how great it was on the track.
It was excellent.
Really?
Muy
So excellent that you only had one hot lap?
Let me speak my native language. Muy caliente.
It's even my native language. Fuck that.
Let's explain. Kev's pissy. For no reason, because copper is the way I look at it. I have house wire that was literally at my house that I've had for years before I even wired up my first Adaptronic. And I needed to know if the fuel pumps were failing because of relays, and so I wired them directly to the ECU, and it ruled out a lot of problems. I used bad wire to do that. Good bad wire.
What the hell is this? You trying to make like a Beyblade in your fucking car? Like, this thing like gonna spin and like cut somebody like a weed whacker? Do I want to take a look at what's in here?
I have never seen that before in my life. I don't remember how I spliced it together. Yeah, not the worst, not the best. No strain relief, but you know. I just want to point out, it was running before he touched it.
it did a 102 before.
Yeah, I
you
did a
touched-
102. If I do slower than a 102 after you touch my wiring, you're legally liable, sir. Apparently the plaque is in the mail, but I got 53rd place. Out of how many?
Out of 90.
56? Oh, out of 90. So yeah, so in 2 laps, I got halfway up the grid, like I was saying earlier. And I felt that way, but it's just gonna keep growing from there, because like everything that we're doing, pulling 1.6 Gs for the first time, there's just so much there. So much.
We're not DNF.
Yeah, we're not DNF. Whenever I come to making plans, I get like the basics figured out, and I'm like, okay, we'll figure out the rest. And it always ends up leading to why I have a YouTube channel. It's always entertaining. We have enough things to sleep here and sleep comfortably, but we're gonna inflate one of the mattresses. I'm gonna sleep in the bed in a fresh outside air with my sleeping bag, with my pillow. It's honestly probably one of the best nights of sleep I'll have in a long time. And thankfully, it's only 8 p.m. now. I'll get 8 hours before the sun starts rising and people start being annoying. It's kind of funny, an almost 40-year-old man laying in the bed of a truck, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. This reminds me of being like in middle school or going to camp or something like that. It's gonna be good. Finally got a good night of sleep, even though it was on the mattress in the back of the truck with the morning dew, reminding me of wetting the bed as a kid. And I was like, oh shit, I wet the bed at Grid Life, and that was gonna be a big PR disaster. But that wasn't the case. Kevin made me his not famous bagel and egg and bacon, and so a good full stomach. We're starting in the front of Group D, and that's coming up next in 20 minutes. I think right now we've got warm-up lap, which means start overheating. Definitely overheat, fully overheat, and then cool down lap, and still be overheated by the time I come in by the cool lap. But at least that gives us 2 laps each time. And now that the battery stuff's not having problems,
week might be able to be cooler because the fans and everything are actually working.
We just saw a bunch of smoke.
Yeah, that's what I get for not making it to grid on time. They never sent me a message on what time to be to grid. And so they're like, hey, come out. Well, tires aren't warmed up. I got a little bit of a love dub, so we'll take a look at the suspension and everything, but I pressed it and it wasn't recording.
Oh no.
That's why you have to warm your tires up. This is my 6th lap out here. You're gonna make mistakes. It was fun, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna focus first on suspension, make sure the suspension's all good. I felt a little love dubbing, but it was actually the grass inside the wheel. Going sideways on the asphalt, I'm sure put maybe a little bit of a flat spot in there. We don't have other tires, but we'll clean it off, make it safe for everybody else, for us to go back on track and go back and do it. What better car to do it in, honestly? Kind of like get that out of the system. That was me solo, by myself, nobody in front of me, so that's kind of what happens when you don't know the track. Since we're not using this for cameras right now, we've watched all those like painless.
I told you.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Joel knows a thing or two about PDR.
It's like a little thing at the top and you're good.
That's how it works.
That's when you need like a
Yeah,
new body sector.
I never hit the wall. That's actually my first time of ever hitting something in a car. We missed our session. You just can't hear anything. I'm surrounded by fans, which is the point of what I love doing, but that makes it really hard to drive. Adam from Grid Life felt a little bad because just the miscommunications and all that. He's gonna have me do what I did last year with the 4-rotor, but this time I'll actually be able to set two little laps, have fun with that. So right now, Ethan is doing something to help us with the heat extraction, so we can get more laps. We're blocking off the front air that can hit and pressurize the engine bay. We want the engine bay pressure to come from the radiators, so that way it's evacuated through the radiators and cools. We were just talking about how like we'll get it painted and do all the body work, and then PPF. And I was like, yeah, but we have to PPF the side skirt. My side skirt's missing.
Probably on track.
And this isn't the side that like hit or anything. Somebody's got a free feed side skirt. We're gonna go ahead and do the Legends shootout thing, so it's both less and more stressful because I don't have like my group, but everything's looking great, everything's running great, so we'll see what comes to this.
You all right?
No, I'm not. That was a great session. I'm going to talk to the guy at the FC and tell him sorry for holding back. I was 4 seconds slower than my fastest time. There's just something really amazing about events like this where you have other people that are close to your level, you start exceeding your own personal limits. Clearly, if I'm 4 seconds slower by myself, it shows you where I think I'm at. And I also didn't want to crash with being the only car out there. We're finally going to get more than 1.5 laps this time, and with a group of people that are slightly faster than me. So send her out one more time.
all yours.
Where's it at? Oh. Good job out there, man.
Thanks, man. I know I have oil pressure. I would know otherwise, but the oil pressure is reading 0, so something's melting, you know, part of the harness or whatever.
You did 1024, so I don't know what you did before, but it seems...
Yeah, same. Yeah, I have fuel cut. My fuel pumps aren't enough for that straight. I even turned the boost down 10%. So on the straight, you just hear me run out of power. You might see it in the steering wheel. I have flat spot. This is the first time I went up the back hump. I went up it slightly at an angle. That was sketchy as shit. I'm very happy with how things went. We're at a competition event practicing.